Hey everyone, let me take this chance to welcome all of you to this YouTube channel. My name is Beatrice and I'm the host of the day. Let me welcome my guests.
Thank you so much, Beatrice, for this wonderful opportunity that you have given me to come to this show as we discuss this hot topic. My name is Masinde. I am a certified public accountant of Kenya. With 10 years experience, I believe the knowledge I have will be able to help our viewers today. Thank you.
Welcome. As you have heard, he is an accountant. So today's topic, we are going to discuss about how we manage our cash, or maybe the savings we have, or maybe whatever you have planned during this festive season. And come January, unaanza kulialia stick. So tujue wenyewe tutajipanga. Come January, tutakuwa sawa.
Oh, thank you. By the way, most of the people, this is the time they take out their family, they take out their wife or their friends.
Yeah.
You know, the whole year since January, they have never taken their wife or children out. And now this is the time they are going to take their children out and their wives out. And you find, by the way, this journey they are going out, this trip they are going out, they have not planned for it. So it is just an impromptu visit or tour. So you find even the month is ought to pay school fees in the month of January when the school opens.
Just because it's a festive season, they have no good plans, but lazima waende out.
Oh yes, oh yes. By the way, somebody said, if you don't plan, you are planning to fail. So there is no way you can just wake up one day and you say you are taking your children to the game park, to the playground. Even when you're planning for marriage, it doesn't just come. You have to plan for everything. For example, those who does wedding and they go for honeymoon, you cannot just wake up in the morning and you go to the government telling them that you want to marry and you have a wedding. They will give you time to go and plan. They give you time for advertisement so that you don't have any other person that you have married before. So it is all about planning.
And we may receive so many questions, and maybe I can ask you one thing. Can you just tell us maybe why people go through charities? Maybe you can just touch on it.
Oh, thank you. I know saving is a culture that one has to cultivate. Just like a farmer, when it comes to the planting season, he has to cultivate the land, prepare the land, plant the seeds for the crops to grow to the harvest. A farmer has to be patient from the time of planting to the time of harvesting. So also planning to for these festivities, because December, most of the people spend quite huge amount of money in the month of December. December just don't come. You have a whole 11 months to plan. You have January to November. You can begin. Let's say you have a budget of 50,000 to go out with your children, with your wife. You can begin saving at least 5,000 per month from January. When it gets to November, thereby you have 55,000. Even you have an extra 5,000 you can spend on the things that were not in the budget. We usually call them miscellaneous expenses because they just come in abnormal events, because you never foresaw that. So this challenge, you can overcome it by cultivating a culture of saving. For example, let me give an example to our viewers today. When we were employed, the HR officer gave you a letter, and in that letter, it consisted only for a consolidated pay or a gross sum of money that you are paid at the end of the month. But when you got your first paycheck in that month, you found that already pay as you earn was deducted, NSSF was deducted, NHIF was deducted, and that culture grew in you. So you don't even have a problem when it is deducted. So saving is also a culture you can cultivate.
And let me ask you a question. There's these people who don't depend so much maybe on salaries, but they save. So maybe just because it's festive season, they just go into their saving, maybe accounts or maybe whatever they have saved, and take everything just to enjoy festive season and come to the first month of the new year. They have nothing.
Okay, thank you. Now, when you are saving, to begin from when you are saving that amount of money, when you began saving, make sure that you save for a purpose. Because if you are saving money in the account, let's say you have opened a savings account in the bank, you must have a purpose, you must have a reason as to why you are saving that amount of money. Because if you don't know the reason as to why you are saving that amount of money, it means any eventuality, anything that comes out, for example, baby showers. If there is a baby shower of your friend that is happening over the weekend, you just go and withdraw the money because you don't know why you are saving in the first place. Yes, most of the people say, why should we be left behind? Let's go with the wave. So, when you save, have a plan. Which asset you want to purchase? You are saving, is it because of the old age? Are you saving because of school fees? So there must be a reason as to why in the first place you open that savings account. So it is very important as you walk into that bank to open a savings account, viewers and listeners, you must have a purpose. You must have a reason as to why you are opening that account.
Thank you. I hope as we are going ahead, our viewers, you are at least mnasaidika pahali. So our next question, which are some of the habits maybe we can embrace just to boost our management skills, or maybe some of the habits we can withdraw ama to stop kabisa just to manage.
Okay, thank you. Now, most of the banks in Kenya, they have come up with a money management system whereby they give you maybe one withdrawal per quarter. So you find that once you have opened that account, if you stick to the rules of the game, the rules that the bank has set for you to manage that account, you will find that if you have one withdrawal per time in 3 months, you need to plan. Even whatever you are going to withdraw in that account is for a specific purpose. And number two, just like taxation, do you take your money to KRA or you just find it taken? Naenda tu. So you don't have control over taxation. So therefore, also you can decide, you can make yourself KRA. You tax yourself. You decide that at the end of the month, my payslip has this much. For example, you earn 20,000 at the end of the month. You can decide that a certain amount of money you tax yourself and you take it to that savings account. And sometimes you can negotiate with your employer to do what we call a check-off system. Before the money gets to you, it is already, the bit that you want to save, it's already taken care of. Yeah, of course. Of course, it will give you trouble because you know you want to go out with your friends and the pocket is limited. Yes. So, as I was saying, you can plan yourself. Maybe you introduce what you call a check-off system. You can introduce standing orders with the bank that every time the money comes into your account, they deduct a certain amount of money and it goes directly to your savings account. And as well, nowadays, if you have children, the banks have also introduced what you call junior accounts. You can also open a junior account, which will help you, especially when it comes to school fees.
So hiyo najifunza watu wengi.
You know,
most of the parents wanasema nikule wende ukajitafutie. Alafu mchunge baadaye.
Oh yes.
So, can you tell us why it's maybe something difficult to save?
Oh yes.
Or why is saving so difficult?
Saving is difficult. No one wants to let money go. Somebody said money is security. So if you have money, you feel you are secure. That's why you hear some people say, nitakuchapa nikulipie kitanda in a hospital. Some people say, yes, money is also boys, kind of. So, when you have money, you feel secure. A person who has money has so many friends because you have money to take them out, you have money to buy them lunch, you have money to take them out over the weekend. So, when you begin to save, it means you have a limited amount of money in your pocket. So if you have a limited amount of your money in the pocket, definitely you have no money to take the people out. So for you somebody said that sometimes we spend money to impress our friends, to purchase the things, even those that we don't need, so that we keep those people whom we don't love at bay, next to us. Because if today I don't love you, Patrice, and I want you to be my friend, and I know you like taking water a lot. For example, you like taking water a lot, and I don't like taking water. I will buy this water so that I impress you, so that you just be my friend even if I don't like you.
Right.
Yes. So that is why people find it difficult to sell. They most of the time they find themselves spending money on the things even that doesn't make any sense.
So, just like I said before, when we was about maybe saving for our kids, it's difficult. Most of the parents, they bring up their child wawale, and after that, so hata mzazi akispend maybe the cash or maybe the savings, anajua kuna mtoto baadaye. But with today's economy, maisha ni ngumu. So saizi huwezi sema utalea mtoto akuje kukuchunga baadaye. So how can we manage maybe our retirement, or how can we plan for our retirement?
There is this thing that goes around that one parent can raise 50 children or 10 or whichever the number, but 10 children cannot take care of one parent. So, number one, you know, as the time goes by, you remember our grandparents used to say they used to buy sugar at 2 shillings. We don't buy sugar at 2 shillings of late.
Yeah.
Even today as we speak,
Sasa imepanda.
it is 140, I hear 145 or 50. There.
160.
You ladies, you know the budget, of course. Now, so with the growing expenses. Number two, with inflation. You know, those days 1,000 could buy so many things. When you have 1,000 shillings in the pocket, you feel you are like a millionaire. But today, even if I give you 10,000 today and you go for shopping, you will come telling me that you still need some 5 more. So, and also, you know, those days, there were quite a number of things that people portrayed as assets. For example, cattle. Many people used to have so many cattle, so many acres of land. Today, they are not there. Many people are living on rental houses. So meaning the expenses of your child has also grown. Now, those days, education was not expensive as we see it today. Today, even a child of PP1 is paying 50,000 in school fees. But those days, 50,000 was supposed to pay for university and colleges.
True.
So that is why, as a person, you really need to venture yourself in planning for your retirement, because that when you retire, you still need money. For example, for ladies, you still need to do your hair. You still need your makeup. You still need that shoe. Yes, you still need. So for that purpose, you really need to begin investing for your retirement as early as possible. For example, if you are doing, let's say, 5,000 shillings per month. I'm just giving an example. 5,000 shillings per month. In a year, that is 60,000. And let's say nowadays people are getting employed at an early age. You get employed at the age of 25, and mandatory and the minimum retirement age is 50 years. So you have 25 years to work. So if you are saving 60,000 per per month, per year, 60,000 per year, and you work for that 25 years, do you really need your son to support you? Do you really need your daughter to support you? And mind you, your son is also having expenses to pay here and there, and your daughter as well. So you see, that is why you really need to save your time for your fine retirement.
Then on the other question, which retirement plan we have, and maybe we have pension and maybe annuities, what is the difference?
Oh, thank you. That's a very good question. Now, the first thing, before I talk about the pension and the annuities, let me talk about the whole thing, retirement. You are saving money for your retirement. And this one does not necessarily touch on the retirement only. It is, I'm going to talk about something in a regulatory framework. I know when you go to your bank, let's say you have an account at Equity or Cooperative or KCB or whichever the bank that you bank with, every time you go there, there is something they write down there, regulated by the Central Bank of Kenya. That is why they say, if you have insurance, maybe you are paying some premium somewhere, maybe let's say you have an education policy, or you are saving for your health or your education. In that policy, there is something written there, regulated by the Insurance Regulatory Authority. So let's now come to pension, retirement. You know, you cannot just save money for a whole 10 years, a whole 15 years, a whole 20 years, and that your money just gets lost. When that money gets lost, it means your retirement has also gotten lost. Because when you retire, you will not have anything to spend. So, any scheme you begin saving into, make sure that that scheme is in a regulatory framework. So that is why actually the government has put in place so many policies, so many laws. That is why there is an act of parliament that establishes what we call Retirement Benefits Authority. Many people call it in short form RBA. So ensure in the first place that plan that you are taking is under that regulatory framework of Retirement Benefits Authority. Why? Why regulation? Now, the reason for regulation, you find that even that scheme that you are investing in, there is a stipulated portfolio in which they can invest in. For example, government bonds, treasury bills. If you invest in a government bond, you invest in a treasury bill, be sure your money is not lost. When you invest with the government, it is a risk-free environment, because even when the government doesn't have money, it can tax people to the last drop of their blood until you get your money. But what about if you invest in something that does not have regulation? So now coming back to your question, is it a pension? Is it an annuity? Now, some people prefer when they are retiring, they get a lump sum payment, all the money that they have saved over their lifetime. They go with a sack, and the money is put in that sack, they put it in their bag, then they go with it at home. Even they don't need a bank account. Then I want to give you an example of a man I know. Yes, mattress bank. There is somebody, when the Kenyan government was changing the currency to align with the 2010 constitution, whereby the money should not have a human portrait, but have features that shows our riches. Somebody just got his pension, and because he never wanted people to know, somewhere in Kisumu, he never wanted people to know that he has some money, so he kept his money at home. And the deadline that we were given, I think it was 30th September, that you must have returned that 1,000. He found himself in October with the money he could use to light a jiko with. So, coming back to the question, so if you don't have a plan, let's say you are retiring empty, you don't have anything in your mind where you can put that money into, please don't take a pension, but instead take an annuity. because an annuity will guarantee you an income every month. I think you have seen retired teachers.
Yeah.
Every month at least 10,000 is in the pocket. So that's an annuity.
Hapo umesaidia wengine wetu, kama mimi nikiwa mmoja wao takuwa nimejipanga this festive season before we break for Christmas.
Yes.
So last but not least, what is liquid cash?
Oh, liquid
Not
cash.
liquid cash, but liquid asset.
Or liquid asset.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. When we talk about liquid cash or liquid asset, an asset, there are quite a number of classes. Those assets you can turn into cash so easily. For example, if you have I want to give a good example that is so common wherever we are, and that which is so difficult. Some assets, when you want to turn them into cash, is so difficult. For example, you have land in Samushago, in the villages deep inside there, and you want to sell. How many people will come to buy that land?
Church.
Very few. Lakini uko na kaplot, nowadays they call it, I don't know how I'll be able to pronounce it.
Zinaitwa mgonda maguta maguta.
Yeah, that one. So if you have mugunda maguta maguta, just as you say, mugunda maguta maguta, even mafuta. Oil. So it means just like oil, it is easily seen, it is at a good place, meaning you can easily get somebody to buy it. So when we talk about a liquid asset, it means you can easily transform that asset. If it is land, just like we have given an example of land, it means you can easily sell that land and have cash in the pocket. So that is what it means.
Thank you. And by the way, let me ask you, do we have a budgeting formula or maybe just something to help us manage our cash or maybe the savings?
Oh yes, there is. You know, every person has to, just like you plan your life, you also plan your finances. Now let me give an example. Somebody earning, like we said in our when we just began the session, about 20,000. Now you can divide this money into 3 portions. The first portion you can put it at 50%. The second portion you can put it at 30%, and the last portion you can put it at 20%. Now, when we talk about the 50%, these are the things we call you must do. For example, you must buy yourself food, you must pay rent. If you are working somewhere that is at a distance, you must get bus fare to go to your place of work, because that fare is the one that is helping you to earn that 20,000. So this 50%, those are the things that you cannot negotiate with. You must pay them. Now, when we come to 30%, apparently these are things that I consider like luxurious. For example, going for partying over the weekend, maybe going for disco, maybe going for baby showers, maybe eating out. You can still cook in the house. So those things that we put under 30%, these are the things that we don't say it's a must for you to have them. And finally, the 20%, we usually say that at least you have 20% that you can save because you don't know about tomorrow. So 20% is what goes to savings. And now somebody will ask, what about if I had a loan or a mortgage which I was paying? Now, if you have a mortgage or a loan which you are paying, ensure that this formula we are talking about, the 50, the 30, and the 20, comes after you have paid everything. So the money that goes into your bank account, subject it to this 50, 30, and 20.
Thank you. And we are almost winding up. And before we wind up, what's your parting shot?
Oh, thank you. My parting shot would be, one, everything is all about planning. So if you want to enjoy that festive season, because today we have been talking about festive season,
if you want to enjoy that festive season, begin early, plan early. Let it not find you as a surprise, because even that December month, if you want to go for festive in December, that December never got you by surprise. It gave you at least 11 months to plan. So, as we go into the new year, that is 2022, if you want to enjoy your festive season, come 2022 December, you can begin as early as January, putting aside a little, maybe 5,000, 5,000, 5,000. And as the Swahili people say, kidogo kidogo hujaza kibaba. Thank you.
True. Let me take this chance to say thank you on behalf of our viewers. We are very grateful. At least imetusaidia. So wengine wetu tungeteseka January. So I hope this will help most of us as we manage and as we approach this festive season to celebrate Christmas and Mwaka Mpya. All I can say is I wish you a Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year. And we have come to the end of this episode. We had a lot to discuss, but please stay tuned to get what we could say in our next episode. Thank you.
Thank you.